The happiest people don't have perfect lives. Look closely, and you'll notice something surprising. They still face problems. They still have stress. They still go through difficult days. But somehow, they feel lighter, calmer, more at peace. Why? Because happiness for them isn't something they chase. It's something they practice every single day. And it starts with something very small, a choice. Every morning, before the world gets loud, before the notifications, the pressure, the expectations, they make a quiet decision. Gratitude over complaints. Not for big, life-changing moments, but for the simple things most people ignore. The fact that they woke up, the air in their lungs, the light coming through the window. It sounds small, but small things, repeated daily, become powerful. While most people rush out of bed, already stressed, they pause, just for a moment. They breathe. And in that moment, they take control of their day, instead of letting the day control them. And then, they move. Not because they have to, not because they're chasing a perfect body, but because movement reminds them, I'm alive. It could be a short walk, a stretch, even dancing alone in a quiet room. It doesn't matter how small it is. What matters is that they do it. Because movement shifts energy, and energy shapes how you feel. Now here's something most people get wrong. They think happiness comes from adding more. More money, more success, more validation. But the happiest people? They focus just as much on what they remove, especially noise, the constant messages, the endless opinions, the pressure to respond to everything. They understand something powerful. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every message needs a reply. Not every argument needs your energy. Not every situation deserves your reaction. So they protect their peace, like it's something valuable. Because it is. They create space for calm, for clarity, for themselves. And then they choose connection. Not shallow conversations, not forced interactions, but real, meaningful moments. A simple call, a genuine laugh, a message that says, I'm thinking about you. These small connections, they fill the heart in ways success never can. Because at the end of the day, people don't remember how busy you were. They remember how you made them feel. Now let's talk about something heavy. Things you can't control. Life doesn't always go the way you want. Plans fail. People change. Unexpected problems appear. Most people fight this. They stress. They overthink. They try to control everything. But the happiest people? They let go. Not because they don't care, but because they understand something freeing. Control is limited, and peace comes from accepting that. So instead of holding on tightly, they release. They let worries drift away, like clouds passing in the sky. And in that space, peace enters. Not perfect peace, but enough to breathe again. And then, the day comes to an end. This is where most people are hardest on themselves. They replay mistakes. They focus on what went wrong. They criticize every little thing. But the happiest people do something different. They reflect, with kindness. They look at their day, not as a list of failures, but as a human experience. They remind themselves, I tried. I showed up. I did my best. And sometimes, that is more than enough. Because perfection was never the goal. Progress was. And slowly, day by day, these small habits begin to build something powerful. A calm mind, a strong heart, a steady sense of peace. Not overnight, but over time. You see, happiness isn't a destination you arrive at one day. It's something you create, moment by moment. Choice by choice, habit by habit. The happiest people understand this deeply. They don't wait for life to become perfect. They don't wait for everything to go right. They build happiness, right where they are, with what they have. And that's the real secret. Consistency over perfection. Peace over pressure. Presence over stress. So if you're looking for happiness, don't look for something big. Start small. Wake up and choose gratitude. Pause and breathe. Move your body. Protect your peace. Connect with someone who matters. Let go of what you can't control. And at the end of the day, be kind to yourself. Do this every day and watch what happens. Because happiness isn't something far away. It's something you can practice, starting today.